just as a follow-up, I mean, we were talking about Ayuzi Chahal. Obviously, whatever may have happened, we don't know it from the outside. You were there on the inside. The communication with the captain would have been key. For yourself, maybe when you played the first part of the tournament, not playing in the semi-finals, for Ayuzi not playing at all in the tournament. Obviously, whoever was doing either on the field or not being on the field, the communication would have been there.
Absolutely. I think that's why through the tournament, a period of 3 weeks, it's very interesting. PP brought up both those names. Both those guys are the only ones who didn't play a game in the tournament. But they didn't sulk once. They weren't upset once because they were very sure. At the start of the tournament, they said that under these conditions, we'll be playing you. Otherwise, it might be hard. So they're very aware. So they're preparing such a way that when they get an opportunity, they're going to try and do their best. But there might be a chance that they don't end up playing. So I think when that clarity is there from the coach and the captain, it makes your job very easy as a player because you just start looking inward and think, okay, what do I need to do to prepare? And that's what both those guys were doing. At any point of time, had they been given an opportunity, they would have definitely done their best. But you could see there was no sulking, there was no moaning, there was no negative energy, so to say, from them, and which is the best that you can accept because this is a high pressure, high intensity environment. And all of us are very talented professionals wanting to play the sport. As PP sits here, he's been part of Team India for such a long time and he knows the feeling of being dropped. It's not an easy place to be in, but what we expect is a little bit of clarity and communication, and if that is being provided to you, that's the best that they can offer.
Yeah, that's the kind of clarity and communication we get right here on Cricbuzz Live, having DK with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he answered it. He answered almost all our questions which we had while we were analyzing why Yuzi was not playing or why Harshal was not playing, and it was mainly due to the conditions and mainly due to the combination which captain wanted. I think that it's very important that captain gets his players on the field whichever he wants, because then it becomes slightly easier for him to play around whatever combination he wants to play, wherever he wants to use his bowlers. I think that's important, and communication, which we've been talking about, that knowing Rahul Bhai, knowing Rohit, having played under him in Mumbai Indians, that's always been his key. He spends time with players who are actually not playing in 11, and he would give you that right kind of reasons if you are not playing. And with someone like him who's putting it, he just put a stamp to what we were saying in Cricbuzz studio. That the one thing which is clear, that with Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma at the helm of the things, I think communication would be the first thing they would be doing it.
But also when you combine the coach and the captain, we've talked about VVS Lakshman, who also echoed the sentiments of T20 specialists. And there you go, very succinct, just like one of his nice wristy strokes to the boundary. One sentence, going forward in T20s, you will see a lot more T20 specialists. And I think Australia gave us an example when they played, and it was something that at that point hadn't been heard of, where they were playing a test match with a full squad of 15. I think they were probably playing in England, and meanwhile back in Australia they were playing Sri Lanka with a full squad of 15 T20 specialists.
I think that's out of the need as well. I think the way T20 cricket is going, the way players are playing so much of cricket around. See, to expect all the players to play 3 formats in 1 year is not easy. You have to specialize those players. See, what happens here is, whenever we are picking players from IPL performance, if someone has scored runs at number 5 or number 6, we are asking him to go and open the innings. So you got to pick your players who has done well at that point, that number. That prime example is DK, where he was there 6-7, he did that, and they picked him and they were playing him there. So that's how you should be picking the side, and that's what India should be doing it going forward. Yes, IPL performances are important, but pick players who have done well in those positions. So Rishabh Pant has always been playing at number 4-5 for Delhi Capitals, but he was asked to open in few games. So which becomes very difficult for player to adjust. So to me, I think it is, as far as I am concerned, you need specialists. T20 is a different beast, different game. One-day cricket is different. One-day cricket, even if you are struggling, you can take your 20 balls. But here, if you are struggling, if you take 6-7 balls like KL Rahul was doing, then everyone else gets under pressure. So if you have to pick informed players, that is the key, because the timing and the decision making, you don't have that much of time to make those decisions. So you have to be absolutely sure of what you are doing on the ground.